Hello, hello, magandang gabi po, homeschoolers. It's a great Tuesday evening, and I'm really so excited with our guest tonight. Of course, to continue with our series, which I'm gonna do like siguro every other month, which is questions that you need to ask a veteran homeschoolers. Because, hello, Lopez, I believe that no matter what, we need to learn always, no? Study, engage, and evaluate our homeschooling. And by listening to our veterans, madami tayong matututunan. Hello! Okay, so before we start, hi Lopez, hi Mary, hi Audie. I just want to make a disclaimer, no? Homeschool PH is not endorsing anyone, but we are using the platform to empower, equip, and encourage homeschoolers, which choices on how to make their homeschooling experience, okay, relevant to the needs of the families. So we believe that making a choice will depend on what is important to you, your values, your virtues, and what matters most. Because I believe what might work for me won't work for you. So please do not quote us. So it's okay to learn and study what works best for your family in this season. Because I Homeschool PH values your choices. At the end of the day, you cannot compare your experience with us, but ang goal is sana po ay makatulong po kami sa inyo. So treat this as a suggestion, an opinion. If it works for you, then good, and we rejoice with you. Okay, dahil po sobra akong excited sa ating guest ngayon, I just want to introduce them, no? Ate Irma and Kuya Bob Chua has been homeschooling for 32 years. Ulitin ko po, 32 years na po. They believe training their children is a lifestyle that goes beyond education, and it doesn't stop even when they're done with academics at home. So discipling is a continuous process until their children have their own families. Wow, exciting. So with the eldest getting married in 2018, that was last year, they are now 8 plus 1 plus 1. Okay, without further ado, let me introduce to you Kuya Bob and Ate Irma Chua. Magandang gabi po sa kanilang Kuya Bob
Hello.
and Ate
Good
Irma. Ayun,
evening.
kala ko nawala na
Hi.
kayo.
I'm
Hello
here.
po.
Good evening, everyone.
Yes,
Novi.
yes.
Hello
Thank you so much,
all the
Ate
viewers.
Irma, for your time.
Thank you for
Yes.
inviting
Ang
us.
dami na nating guests. So, Rain, hi, Christine. Yeah, hi, Mary. Hi, Yogem. Hi, Janice. Hi, hello, good evening sa inyong lahat. So, prepare your questions, okay? But before I will read your questions in a little while, I'm gonna start with my own. Okay, okay. Am I lagging to you? Am I okay? Or am I lagging?
Yes.
Audience, am I lagging to you? Oh, okay. Ate Irma, ikaw okay naman. Slight delay. Pero naiintindihan nyo naman yung sinasabi ko.
Yes.
Oh, si Ana Quintanar. Oh, hi Novi, Bob, and Ate Irma. Good evening, Miss Novi May. Okay. Siguro nag-aano ang bumubuelo ang aking internet. Oh, si Ana Quintanar saying hi to you.
Hi, Anna. Hi, lovely lady.
Yeah. Yeah. You know, ate, kaya ko ginawa tong questions that you need to ask a veteran homeschooler because I believe, yung mga pinagdaanan nyo, sana ay hindi na namin ma-experience kung ano man yung pagkakamali, or syempre we want also to experience your good choices during the time of your homeschooling. Eh ngayon may kinasal na pala, no? Noong 2018, grabe, sobrang lumalaki ang pamilya. So, before we start, siguro, so that people can get to know you better, syempre, sinabi ko na po na 32 years na po kayong experience. But can you just tell us a short background of why did you start homeschooling? Bakit nyo to pinili? Syempre, nung time na yun, di ba? Hindi pa uso. Kumbaga parang mangangapa ka, wala pang mga support group, wala pa tong mga innovative methods, di ba? Wala pang ganun. So why did you decide to homeschool?
Well, one thing, that we heard when we were
Yes.
starting to decide whether to where to put our children was we heard that the regular schools, the kids need to be tutored after school. So we're wondering, well, why is it like that? Isn't the schools doing the right job of teaching the kids? During our time when we got home, we just played. So that um, got us to think if we're going to have to tutor, we might have to do some teaching ourselves. Why not do it all the way? Start teaching from the start for the kids.
Um, yung homeschool concept, we were introduced by we have American missionary friends. The entire family, they were homeschooling. So we didn't have any idea what it was, homeschooling. So no, we live nearby, and nakita namin, wow, the kids are, were so well behaved, and it's a foreign, alam mo yun, concept. And then I think that was 1987. And then I got pregnant with another homeschooling with another American wife. And then she allowed me to read some books. I think there were 4 books on what is homeschooling. The title of the book is The Way Home and All the Way Home by Mary Pride. And doon namin we read, Bob and I read, and then we just realized what is homeschooling. So we decided, I think, the father is calling us to do this particular form of education. But then, ang gusto namin, it's a lifestyle. That's the reason yung introduction sa amin is, it's a lifestyle. It's not just about education. It's a lifestyle for the family. So the way back 1987, come 1988, doon talagang we were introduced and we prayed about it. And that's when we just really moved forward towards that kind of lifestyle.
Okay. Thank you, Ate Irma. Just give you a background. Si Ate Irma at ako, way back po, sila po yung mga unang-unang nag-encourage sa akin to do homeschooling when I was still researching for that. I think it was like more than 10 years ago. And sila talaga yung na-encourage kasi nakita ko kasi madami silang anak kita ko lang lagi. So every week, nagkikita kami, ang tawag namin sa sarili namin dati is home live. Tama ate, no? Home live. Doon po kami nag-gather sa Tomas Morato. And lahat ng mga questions na ask ko, I still remember that day, talagang in-answer ni Ate Irma. Talagang kinater niya ako. At natatanda na gumagawa kami ng nawala po ako? Okay na ba ako ngayon? Hello? Nawala? Oh. Am I lagging pa rin? Am I here now? Okay na po. Okay. So, nagkaroon talaga ako ng perspective na, kasi ako 3 anak ko. And then na-realize ko, pwede pa talaga ako mag-usap si Ate Irma, ang daming anak, nakayanan niya. Ako pa, na 3 lang yung anak ko. So, that is my mindset before when I was just starting. But for me, that pushed me to really decide that I can really do it. And I really see, I was really be able to notice talaga how she was able to handle Kuya Bob and Ate Irma, their family at that time. And then, gusto ko lang tanungin, no, at that time, di ba, nag-start na ba kayo specifically sa panganay, as in lahat totally homeschooled? Or naka-experience pa yung mga anak nyo ng traditional schooling?
Wala. From the start. Kumbaga, from the baby, paglabas, homeschool na. No traditional.
Wow.
No exposure.
Masyado mga ito nga, walang internet at that time, wala lahat. So how did you do it? Where did you get your materials? How did you start?
Yung sa amin, kasi wala pang computer, di ba? Anyway, what we did, tama-tama, it was a blessing. Yung sister niya, nasa States, we looked at one of the materials that we looked was Cathy Duffy's homeschool manuals. And then, doon ako naghanap ng materials. So, we looked and then I asked my sister to buy for us. So, when we started, talagang, solely galing sa America, sa States yung materials that we used before. And, kasi nga we were starting, it's just, experimental. We would change from one year, another material because it didn't work for us. So, we weren't afraid na, alam mo yun, na magkamali.
Yeah, we just, when we felt that it wasn't working, we'd look through the books and see what other homeschoolers would say. Maybe you could try this other material. Then my sister was very supportive of what we were doing. So we'd write her and ask her if she could take a look at this for us. And then she'd send it over to us, the materials, and then that's how it always worked.
Wow. Siyempre, walang pero at that time, meron na ba kayo kagad automatic support group? Meron ng ganon, ate?
Oh, yes.
How did you find your support group?
When we started, when we started, the first person kasi nga, di ba, our friends are the American missionaries. So sila, dati, mas maraming American missionaries that were homeschooling. So we joined them. Kumbaga, ilan lang kaming Filipino homeschoolers and majority were the American missionaries. And that's, yun ang pinaka-support namin. We would go to the different houses of the missionaries and then join the other homeschoolers. Eventually, the missionaries went back to to the States or wherever. So, tama-tama naman na dumadagdag na yung more Filipino homeschoolers are being added to the group, and then hanggang even yung naabutan mo. But before that, the first Filipino homeschooler we met was si Marlene. Marlene Del Rosario. Then there's this, I forgot the name. Her name is a family sa UP somewhere namin we went to their place. But yun, very, very few. Ellen Basco, yun. Basta unti-unti kami. Siguro a handful of Filipinos then.
We started from house to house. And then as it grew,
wow.
Sina Marlene Del Rosario offered
GCF.
Yung GCF. Someone sponsoring the seminar areas there, and it grew and grew until hindi na kasya. So kanya-kanyang area na lang.
Like we were able to meet with, let's say, mga taga VCF, may mga CCF. So eventually nga nung lumaki, I think the last talagang huge na parang sama-sama was in 2001 or 2002. But it became so big na nagkanya-kanya. Nagkaroon ng, alam mo yun, South Group, merong Rizal Group, Quezon City, Manila Group. That's how, we were just so glad that that more families were considering homeschooling before then.
Yung growth noon natatandaan ko, we always plan yearly plans na activities together. Sobrang lilit pa yung mga bata. Sabay-sabay tayo pumunta ng Malacanang. And at that time, I think parang nagsa-start pa lang yung happy, di ba? Parang wala pang happy per se at that time. And you were one leading that, I think, also the key persons on that end. Pero I still have the thought na ikaw, every time na nakikita kita kayo, yung pamilya nyo, lagi kayong happy. Na parang hindi ka napapagod kahit ang dami-dami mong anak na hino-homeschool, there's still joy. Kaya parang feeling ko, wala akong karapatang magreklamo na si Ate Irma. Ang dami anak tapos nag-homeschool. But I just want to ask lang, I just want to take this opportunity. Sobrang blessing sa akin yun kasi at that time, ang hirap bumili ng mga resources and the library was a blessing to me to be able to borrow those books in the library na dinonate ng mga foreigners, no? For us to be able to borrow it and be able to use at home. Alam mo, ate, mga 2 years yun, 3 years nakatawid ako na kasi mahirap kumuha ng resources noon eh. Hindi pa masyadong ano yung mga shipping, 'di ba? Unti-unti. So, I really thank the home library. Actually, I miss all of those days. And I still remember I have you make workshops and seminars, 'di ba?
Yes.
For us to be equipped as well on that end. So, thank you so much. Thank you for doing that. Thank you, Kuya Bob and Ate Irma. Okay. So, with that regard, I just want to ask, because of that more than 30 years of homeschooling, okay, what do you think, okay, how did you trust that in the end, your child would be smart, smarter or better off, not held back during that time? Ano yung naging vision nyo? Yung at the end of that day, I mean, hindi naman kasi syempre yun yung goal nyo na anak nyo. At the end, kaya ako nag-homeschool kasi gusto ko anak ko smarter or something like that. Do you have, what is your goal? What is your vision?
Well, we started off with their character. We wanted to that the children will develop a good character, and that the academics would follow. So whether they'd come out smarter or what, we weren't sure. We just trusted our Father in heaven that what we were doing was right, and that eventually all the kids will grow up well.
And one goal that I until now believe when we started homeschooling, yung pinaka-thrust namin is that the children will be self-taught, that they will have that, alam mo yung love for self-learning. And which up until now, with this pandemic, because they're all at home, except for Hannah, kasi may family na siya, but they're all into that. Alam mo yun, yung mode na, I wanna learn something, and buti nga ngayon may computer na, di ba? You can go online and continue, your studies and do research. So yun yung love to learn on your own is a goal on our part. And then another, how, kasi importante sa amin nga is the character, like what Bob said. It's for me, we geared on what the Bible says eh. Yung, di ba, yung when we started, talagang pinanghawakan namin is Deuteronomy. Yung that primary yan is to really love the Father with all our heart, with all our might, with all our soul, and that and love the others, love the neighbors, and then that's my we want to raise children with integrity. We wanted to raise our children with humility. We want them to be raised with alam mo yan, yung love to be of service to other people, and then develop the skills that the Father has given them. And because I know that a lot of people would ask, parang are they, yung successful. Sabi ko nga, success is very relative, and how a family or an individual will look at success. Kami, success is doing the best, that the endeavor, doing the best that you are given or given opportunity to do. So yun yung for me, that's from my side.
Yeah. Tama yun, no, ate? Ang ganda ng definition yun ng success. Totoo yun kasi syempre iba't-iba tayo ng values and virtues for per family, and maybe that's your why. And I love what you said, that it's not about raising a child who is smart, but raising a child with integrity. Yung at the end of the day, compassion ba sila sa mga anak nila, ay sa mga anak, sa mga tao around them, or do they use their gifts in glorifying God or the Abba Father in doing so? Mas importante sa inyo yung interior rather than the external academic achievements. Okay. If I would ask, kamusta na po sila? Ano na po ang mga anak nyo ngayon, ate? Can you enumerate? Kamusta na sila?
May kodigo ako, in-interview ko sila.
May kodigo, ang daming kodigo.
Oo, kasi ay 6 ba naman sila, kaya kailangan may kodigo.
Kaya nga. Pero ngayon, 8 plus 1 plus 1. May apo na
Kasi
kayo? May apo na ba?
Walaan kasi 8 kasi we're 2 plus 6 children.
Yeah.
Plus 1 is
Ayan.
mine. Sabi ko, plus 1, my favorite son-in-law. Kasi
Ayun.
plus 1,
Wow.
she's about to birth October, November, right?
Of this
Diba?
year.
Yes.
Wow.
Kaya magiging,
Okay.
ano na kami, lolo't lola.
Sige ate, kamusta na sila, mga anak nyo?
So si Hannah, she's now the music area supervisor of a private institution, educational institution. She handles middle school. She's the one who's married. So, and then second is Alisa. Alisa used to work with an educational organization for several years as event coordinator. During this pandemic, she's now into freelance writing job. And with our kids, like Hannah kasi work from home. So yon. With this now, sabi nga self-learning to mga anak ko namin. So Alisa now is in an intense French language lesson.
Wow.
Yeah,
French? Grabe, why French?
Kasi she studied French a long time ago.
Wow.
Several mas talagang nakakatuwa kami sa dining table eh. May magbibigay kami ng sentence. So iba-ibang languages siyang kailangan lang i-translate.
Wow.
Ganito ang goal namin, Novi. Pag nanganak ang si Hannah, assigned sila may iba-ibang languages para yung apo namin multilingual.
Galing naman.
Diba? Ayun yung goal. Ayun yung goal. Anyway, back to number 3. Si Damaris. Damaris finished kasi fashion designing, dressmaking, draping, tailoring. Interview to kasi. Anyway, she worked for a gown boutique shop, but kasi nga pandemic, so stay at home siya. And she's learning Mandarin now. Verbal and writing, and even the history. Because kasi nga Chinese. So she wants to understand the cultural heritage. And then she's into arts and crafts now, exploring all the different crafts and arts kasi nga because of parang to develop more of her skills. And then number 4, Jemima, yes, si Jemmy is more of our online techie namin yan. She studied like visual arts, graphic designs online. And then she's now into, like she studied Photoshop. During this, she has freelance writing jobs and also into Mandarin language. And then Abiel, he's with an automation company. He does the programming of machines, the maintenance of machines. Yan. Right now, he has also worked from home and into Mandarin language during the free time. And then yung bunso, si Jotham, siya yung into hands-on siya. Hands-on. So when he finished his senior high school. Okay, she said, Mommy, Daddy, I'd like to try something first. And he took up shield metal arc welding and flux core arc welding. So meron siya mga TESTA certificates. He has 2 TESTA certificates and he's now working for an automotive machine repair maintenance company. So for this one naman, ang kanyang pandemic pandemic lesson is the Japanese language. And he's really talagang daytime talagang writing and verbal. He's studying Japanese.
Wow, ate, para lahat ng lengguwahe gustong kunin Japanese, French.
Oo nga, susunod daw Spanish pa. O, di wala na. Sige na.
Parang, alam mo, parang wish ko lang na makasama kayo sa dinner with your family. Parang ganda-ganda ng atmosphere, no? Worldwide view. But yeah, ang kakatuwa naman, ang lalaki na. Kasi I still remember, niliit pa ng mga batang yun. Nagtatakbo sa soccer and all that. Well,
Kaya
si Kyla was here a while ago and she said, I remember Tita Irma. But yeah, but I just want to ask, no, kasi kanina sinasabi mo yung mga ibang anak mo talagang work at home. My question now, because of this pandemic, ate, siguro gusto nilang makita yon. Siyempre, kayo, kumbaga tayo mga homeschooling, hindi tayo masyado nag-adjust na lagi tayo nasa loob ng bahay kasi talagang sanay tayo sa loob ng bahay. Pero kasi ang daming questions po, especially yung mga magulang na nag-work at home, and most of the parents right now is either choosing not to enroll their kids or they're gonna teach but not gonna enroll kasi nga siguro walang budget or gusto nilang magbuelo or mag-gap year. Okay, madaming plans or they will be under a homeschool provider or being independent. But my question is, so how do you balance that work? Siyempre, 6 ang anak mo, ate. O, di ba? Especially when your kids are young and they need more direct instruction and attention. How did you do it with 6 kids? Household, working. How do you do that?
Oo nga. Kasi ano naman ako, stay-at-home mom ever since, no? I mean, just a few months, no, when we got married, I worked. And then when I got pregnant, when the kids were there, we stayed at home na. Ang laki ng mansion namin, hindi namin kailangan ng katulong. No, so no helpers, really. Kasi parang, maliit nga yung bahay, but then, at saka yung, I savor kasi yung, alam mo yung privacy as a family. So, yon. So, nung bata, talagang, I could imagine, para kaming, the ducklings, the mallards or something, lilit ng mga bata, 6 sila eh. 1 and 2, 1 year difference. From 2 to 3, 4 years, tapos every 2 years ng 2 years. Yun yung age difference nila.
Ano yung plano yun? Plano talaga na 2 years? Every 2 years?
Well, plano ng Diyos na magkaanak ako. Okay, and imagine, well, to make it they were not all delivered in normal process. Kaya it's really a miracle to have 6 children, all delivered by CS. Okay, anyway, so yung nga ba? How did we? Oh, my kids, they were all assigned something. Lalo nung alam ko, we had a gap year, when number 5 was born. Talagang kasi, puro ang liliit pa nila eh. So, nag-gap year kami at sila ang tumulong na mag-alaga ng mga kapatid nila. And then, what we did was just very simple lang kami naman eh. Simple, alam mo yan, kasi nung bata pa sila, like we started with Hannah and Elisa, so very, homeschool kasi, it should be simple and not tedious. Parang yung academics is parang part lang ng just a few, let's say 1 hour, 2 hours when you were growing up. Starting lang, ganon. And then, may assigned sila na work at home. I mean, work, they work at home.
They sweep, they wash dishes.
They wash dishes, they help me wash the clothes. So, ganon. They know how to iron, they know how to cook, to bake. So, it's really a, life skill. That's what our aim was before, to teach them how that they will be able to live by themselves just in case.
Yes. Ate Irma, grabe, no? Nakakatuwa lang. Nakakatuwa kasi, kumbaga, all throughout, so ever since never kayo nagkatulong, di ba?
No.
So, kumbaga, everybody was doing their part. no? Talagang teamwork. So at the same time, you were able to inject also life skills as well, no? Si Kuya Baba nagturo?
Reset.
Nagtuturo ka ba talaga ng academic?
I tried doing science, but since I come home after work and then tsaka lang magsa-science lesson, it turned out na it wasn't that good a time, no? Because pagdating ko, mga bata, pagod na rin. And then, yung wala na ganung concentration masyado. So, the following year, we changed the curriculum so that, at least mas bagay sa kanilang the learning and the teaching methods.
At first, when we started nag-homeschool, we tried a traditional, mga traditional books, and it was really hard for me. Kasi yung teacher's manual, ganyang kakapal, yung student book, ganyan. So, ibig sabihin, all the things are everything in the teacher's. And since I have so many children, I said, no, this is not for us. It is not for us. So, we chose, we kept on experimenting until we found the right materials for our own family. Alam mo yon, namili. So it's like eclectic. And then, yun. So, nung okay kay Hannah, pinasa kay Alisa all the way. So, up to Jotama on the 6th, ginamit pa rin nila yung materials na ginamit ng ate nila. So, kumbaga, it was effective for our eldest and eventually pati sa number 6, naging okay pa rin yung materials. And then, we also used, since we enrolled with a local umbrella school, we got to use also their materials, especially for Filipino. Yun yung we were able to use. And then Bob kasi, when you say yung participation niya, he used to read aloud. Siya yung nagre-read aloud books. Siya yung aming he reads, and we had also Bible lessons as a family. That's every day.
Nakakatuwa kasi kumbaga naging natural na sa inyo na yung mga bata ang nagtuturo din sometimes sa mga anak mo, no? Naging natural yun, no? On that end. Pero ang tanong ko lang, Ate Irma, nagpapahinga ka ba at that time?
O nga, nagpapahinga ba ako?
How do you take care of yourself at the time?
No, hindi kasi ako doer eh. I until now minsan may ka-Skype ako, kailangan may ginagawa ako. Nagko-crochet. I have to do something. Anyway, I know. I mean, I get to rest when, yes, I remembered when matutulog na silang lahat, night nap, yung afternoon nap. So nakahiga kaming lahat at magbabasa ako sa kanila. Kadalasan ako ang unang nakakatulog. Reading to them. So when they rest, I rest. Yun yung namin, yung setup.
So, syempre, no, alam ko hindi talaga easy to raise up 6 kids, and because of the father, you were able to do it. But in a practical sense, how do you stay motivated, both of you, in teaching your kids at home? Siguro, I just want them also to see, no, na it's natural sometimes not to be okay or pagod ka rin, no? But how do you stay motivated? How do you manage that?
I guess on my end, I try not to pressure myself and just have parang always a family time, like trying to do things together, especially when I come home or during weekends. I look forward to that time so that I can spend the time, parang quality time with the kids, and of course with the wife.
Ako naman, yung of course, hindi there are times na talagang yung mga ano to, yung parang isang pagod. Nakakapagod, like, cooking. And then, but then, yung motivation ko is, these children kasi were given to us. And yun yung always na nasa ano ko nasa mind ko is, I was given the task and I need to really take care of them, yung nurture them and train them. Kasi yung nasa ano ko na, there are times, siyempre nakakapagod physically, no? I remember, siyempre lalo nung nagtuturo ka, tapos buntis ka na naman. Tapos alam mo, na, yung ayoko na, alam mo yan, yung first trimestral, na pinakakain mo sila, pero ako nakayuko sa table kasi ayoko yung amoy ng pagkain. But then, and then, yung, ito mga bata parang, Mom, what can we do for you? I remember them telling it to us kasi na, they would ask me yung, nakakatuwa, no? They serve me. Yung alam mo, if I needed water, or alam mo yun, nakakatuwa. And I guess that's a blessing na sabi ko nga, na it's hard to compare our family with the other families kasi nga, bawat family is unique. Everyone is unique. Well, ano kaya sabihin ko, the kids were given to me were really good kids. But then, it's just really, yung ano ko is, yung goal is to really train our children. And if, if they always see me always being angry or what, I don't think that's the right parenting that I should show them. So yun yung ano ko, parang whatever they see in me, I know that it will have a reflection in them. Diba? So that's what, yun yung ano parang I want them to see, I want them kasi in the future to be also godly pair, to be a godly mother and wife. And that's always at the back of my mind, that I am an example to them.
No, kahit nawala ako dun sa loob ng bahay niyo, no, I realized lang, siguro, because by God's grace, you were able to create that atmosphere. You were able to create and model it. And I can see, kasi, meron kayong grateful hearts, no? Hindi dahil si God din, tinransform din talaga ang anak nyo no? Yung heart nila. Kumbaga, you were able to model it by God's grace din. With the everyday thing that you do in homeschooling, it's not easy, but because you depended on God, you're able to really, kumbaga, each day, you're able to focus na, oh, Lord, ano bang gagawin ko ngayon? 6 ang anak ko, how can I manage this? I'm sorry, I'm lagging. Am I okay now?
A little lagging.
Okay, my internet is not friendly tonight, but please be patient with me. Okay. So, I just want lang to, to emphasize. Kasi with all the things that you're saying, Ate Irma, totoo ba na minsan kailangan okay lang na walang plan? Or do you really need to have a set schedule to be able to execute your homeschooling properly?
Ang ano kasi, let me see. Pag sinabi mo kasing homeschooling nowadays is, about the academics. Kasi kami, we plan nung they were doing their academics at home. Like meron kaming, I sit down with every child, tingin ang bawat subject, then we, plan for the year. O ito, ilang pages to. So yon. So they set their goal, ilan ang gagawin nila, parang, and then it's, kumbaga, may plan sila. Yung plan is like how, parang yung about their studies, ano yung kailangan na i-accomplish for the day. And then aside from that, it's that academics is just a part of their homeschool life daily.
Mm-hmm. That's good. So, Ate Irma, ito yung pinaka-popular na kailangan di mo ma-miss sa veteran homeschooling. So, what can you say about socialization?
Ikaw muna.
Socialization.
Tinanong ko sa mga bata, lahat sabay tawanan. sabi nila, next question, please. Is that a question? No.
Naku, kailangan sagutin daw eh.
Oo nga. Wala, kasi yun yung number one talaga, wherever mapapunta sa relatives namin, sa mga kaibigan na dati when we started, parang yun yung laging tanong nila about socialization since they know that man is a social being. But no, to those who are deciding to homeschool, socialization is baga the list that you should be concerned of. Kasi, I mean, if you have one child, socialize ka na agad because you have your parents, di ba? And then, with my kids kasi lalo wala kasi sila varied ages. And then, they're able to adjust. Di ba? Then, we have the homeschool groups. Tapos, yung mga church,
church groups,
church friends, they would come here. Sa laki ng aming mansyon, nagsiksikan kami dito with all their friends here. They come here.
We'd also invite one family at a time. Yun lang kasi. So, meron ka-age at least or nagkabarkada. So, whenever, so they'd either come over and have a great time here, or we get invited to their place. And then, pag may homeschool activity or what, since yung click friends na sila so click ka agad, ganon. And then, yung iba, may mga older sisters, younger sisters, or brothers, ganon. So, wala, they just move about different age groups.
And I guess parang exposure to the different ages, like even with their relatives, will help them in socialization. They had a great time with their ama, with their aunties, with their uncles. Even yung ating home life. Yung home life natin, we had very good socialization program. Parang, alam mo yon, yung the different activities and yung activities natin, it's just not the children, kasama tayo as parents, di ba? Naalala mo yung mga seminar natin, whatever activities, it's it's a society. Kumbaga, it's not just, made up of, parang, you can't say na homeschool is like, itong age group lang na to, kasi it's entirely, it's about society. We can, kakatuwang homeschool kasi you'll be exposed to different age groups.
Yeah. I agree on that level. Kasi dun nga ako na-encourage sa inyo kasi I still remember, weekly ba natin ginagawa yun once a month? I don't. Pero I remember it vividly na how joyful our kids. Every time na nag-meet, our kids are looking forward to that day to meet, di ba? Na wow, it's time to home live, it's time to see other people, yung gano'n. With socialization, at Irma, alam mo ba, hindi ko lang nakwento sa ito noon eh. Nagkaroon ako for 2 years dito sa bahay or 3 years na there were like 10 families goes to my house. So every Wednesday yon, weekly, every Wednesday, 10 families goes to my house. And ang ginagawa natin yung ginagawa mo. Para nagkaroon ako ng parang, ito yung dapat gawin. Kaya nagawa ko rin yun in my own co-op group. That's why I wanna say thank you kasi Proverbs Group na ngayon naging Philippine Homeschool Association na, lumaki na malaki ate, ito yung legacy mo. And I just want to thank you for that. I just want to tell you that yung mga time na yon, organizing home live at that time, those seeds has been fruitful to me, and then now that I have my own as well. And now ngayon malalaki na yung mga anak ko. Thank you for being an inspiration. Okay. Haba ng kwentuhan natin. Pero ito, I just want to ask, can you share to us how did you manage the high school years? The high school years of your kids to make sure that they will be accepted for college. Kasi yun yung, I'm sure yung first high school mo, paano mo na-experience yon? Siyempre at the end of the day, yun yung goal na sana makasapasa sila ng college. How did you handle that, the high school years? Kasi they change, naging teenager.
Okay. Yung una, about academics, since yung aming goal is that they will be self-taught, self-learned, we chose materials that are really good, that were really good, ha? Yung, I mean, it will really help them. Kasi nga, siyempre, sila yung high school, lalo, let's say, Hannah and Elisa, then yung iba, I have to focus on them. So, we made sure na pipili kami ng materials na talagang maganda that will help them. So, yun. And then, so they really taught themselves, practically nag-aral sila mag-isa. And it's a blessing kasi nga that we were able to, my sister-in-law was able to provide us these materials that we had. And then, ano pa ba yung tanong niya? How did we prepare them for college, right? So, the materials are and what else? Yung, let's say, your question about yung preparing them, siyempre, into college, since yung sabi ko na there's no problem with socialization, they were able to mingle or to get to know the classmates, and I guess that's
our worry. The first one was how they would commute to their schools by their own. So with a few weeks before that, we'd take several trips with them para masanay lang.
Life skills po yun, yung magta-transport ka, yung commute. 'Di ba? Life skills po din yung kailangan talaga maging street smart din yung mga anak natin. And on that level din ba, syempre, did it ever came to your mind, syempre, kung siguro sa unang-una mong college, na kung makakapasa ba talaga ito ng college, self-taught and everything. Kasi alam ko, you were mixed like me eh. Kayo rin yung naging inspiration ko doon na maging eclectic kasi you always want to adjust to the needs of your child rather than the curriculum adjusting to that, di ba? Mag-a-adjust sa curriculum. Dapat tayo sa needs, sa, learning curve ng mga bata, which I also learned from you. But I just want to tell the audience kasi na, tingnan niyo po, 6 po anak niya. Okay naman po, lahat po naman nag-college by the grace of God. Kasi yun nga God has given us the capacity and our kids na at the end of the day, when you're trying to magnify self-taught, because you also have the opportunity and you gave your kids the opportunity because you believe in your kids as well. You were able to trust the process as well. And that's really good. Thank you for that, Ate Irma. Gusto ko lang hindi to yung mga questions, Ate Irma, from Marijem Nakpil Antonio. Okay? Were there times po na hindi nasusunod yung plan schedule nyo on your lessons? Okay. How do you cope po when this happens? My kids po are 6 and 4 years old, and since we started homeschooling last month, there are inevitable instances po talaga na we cannot meet yung plotted lessons na advice nyo, Ate and Kuya Bob.
Ako na. Okay. I mean, at that age, 6 and 4, naglalaro lang yung mga bata. Pero kasi it's we want them, kumbaga no pressure, Iha.
Hello?
Okay, can I be,
Nakita
Okay, anyway, don't worry kung you're not able to do the planned schedule for the day. I'm considering the ages of your children. 4 years old, naalala ko noon, yung namin, naglalaro lang. Pero yung dating ng laro na parang, jumping, pero like Abel, what did Abel do? He was jumping around, just counting. Make it very informal for that age, lalo yung 4 years old. Huwag ka matakot na, alam mo yan na, naku, hindi ko to nasunod yung itong planong ito. you have to feel relaxed kasi mahirap if at that young age ng mga anak mo, you're feeling the pressure, mas mahirap on your part. Just go. Kung itong araw na to, this is all you can do, then go. Then, dagdagan na lang the next time, the next day. Just you must you must feel comfortable and must be able to show yung alam mo dapat happy thoughts ba yung na dapat relax lang kayo throughout the day, especially for these small children.
Okay. So next question po. Ano po ideally daily schedule or routine for homeschooling? From Garcia Jennifer.
Kami,
Okay. Ano po ideal?
Well, it depends kasi kami, we are such a big family. So, let me tell you, I'm trying to refresh ano ba yung nangyari namin noon. Basta first time, basta paggising, we had Bible study, just a short, reading the Bible. And then, ano pa, chores na agad. Breakfast pa pala. Hindi na pinakain, we had breakfast, and then, ano ba? Chores? Anong chores?
Some chores.
Wash the dishes, sweet.
Huh?
Wash the dishes.
After breakfast.
After
So some chores.
Yes.
And then they go into yung kanilang study mode, kanilang pacing.
Kasi alam ko, let's say, yung bata pa yung mga, sila very young. So let's say mga 1 hour and let's say 10 minutes ng math, 10 minutes ng science, 10 minutes. Parang mga ganyan lang. Hanggang, alam mo yun, tapos, I remembered my number 3, the Maris. Nung siya, growing up, may schedule siya. She knows that she has to finish it because she wanted to play with her doll, to paint, to do art. So may goal siya. Why she needed to finish her academics, her schoolwork. And yun nga, from, kumbaga, family to family, different, or families are all unique, different situation, different environment. So you just have to really, as a family, kasi kami, we plan as a family, hindi lang as parents. We talk to our children, kumbaga, may board meeting. Diba, chairman of the board, CEO, kaya So, talagang you need to plan together and then be prepared then also not to accomplish or do the specific plan for the day. Kasi we have to be open to changes. Tapos as they grow older, they became more flexible with planning their schedules. Ito na yun, medyo malalaki na yung mga bata, mga high school na, or let's say grade 6, grade 7, they were able to come up with their schedules and be disciplined to follow through with the schedule that they really agreed to make.
Okay. Okay, thank you, Ate Irma. Ito, last question from the audience, and then ako na ulit, okay? From Jack Gaysan. Hi po, may I ask if you did multiple lessons in one sitting? Kami po kasi, ang pinakamatagal na ata namin 1 hour. 1 hour daw. May I ask if you do multiple lessons in one sitting?
I'm thinking of that. Pag multiple lessons, kasi alam mo yun, I'm thinking there is that kind of, the unit study. Di ba hanggang ngayon ba meron pa tawag na unit study?
Yes, meron pa ate, meron pa.
So yun. Kasi kami, what we did, lalong maliliit sila, we were in this dining table. So sabay-sabay sila, minsan iba-ibang subject, di ba? That's what they did. And then they have one question, I will answer, or one subject we would answer. Then we will have one lesson all together about geography. Or about history. Kasi yun yung paborito ko. So, yun ang ano namin. So, yun yung ano, kumbaga that's in the kind of situation that we had. Yun nga, in a table, lahat sila nakaupo around the table and they have different subjects. As mama, ito, kailangan kong mag-dictate. Alam mo yun, kasi we had dictation. So, yun, habang meron akong ginagawa, yung isang kapatid, the ate can teach the younger one kasi katabi niya. So, yun yung setup namin.
Okay. Naku ate, may pahabol pa. Sige, one last na lang pagbibigyan ko dahil wow, ang daming questions ate ha. So how do you teach your child to be self-learner or independent learner? Do you give the child the task subjects for the day and let the child tackle the subjects on his own? How much should you as a parent get involved in her learning? How much independence should the child be given in letting her learn on her own? So, ito kasi in-emphasize mo kanina yung self-taught eh. How did you execute the self-taught? Independent learner.
I think at yung self-taught at an older age na. But for mga maliliit, medyo guided pa rin sila. And you have to take a look at what they're doing once in a while.
And it also depends on the materials that we used. We had this talagang, alam mo yon, yung the materials, like, allow me to say, like we had, let's say, daily grams or easy grammar. So talagang yan, daily yan. Daily yung kanyang lessons. So, and then, so yun yung ano namin, kaya sila self-taught kasi the materials, kumbaga, first was spoon feeding. O, ito iha, itong gagawin, yan, you do that. Tapos, alam mo yun, gradually, the materials that, kumbaga, tapos ang grade 1, grade 2, grade 3, pagdating ng grade 4, then the materials that we use are materials that will, that are explains to the student what needs to be learned. So, like our science, our math, yung math namin, paiba-iba yan ng materials hanggang okay na kami dito. So, kaya kasi sila naging self-taught, it's because we use materials that are really geared towards self-learning. We had, the science was, even my number 2 daughter, she had chemistry. So she fell in love with chemistry because of the material that we used. Kasi parang kinakausap ka lang nung author. And then, and as they grew up, they were involved in planning for their school schedule, in their So this is the reason kaya nag-answer kasi I was telling you, we would sit down, let's say we talked about math. Okay, these are the lessons. And then we planned, okay, so let's say there are how many lessons, how many pages. Talagang namin, dala ko calculator at dinidivide namin ang lessons kung ilan sa isang araw. So yon. If they didn't finish the whole they will continue the following day or dagdagan nila. Minsan parang, Ma'am, Saturday, Ma'am, I'd like to finish what I didn't finish last Friday. So, meron silang self-motivation. Their commitment, silang may commitment that they will finish what they have agreed to do. Kumbaga, as sabi nga yung lesson about yung sabi nga, how did they prepare for them? Baga, the discipline that they learned while doing schooling at home helped them in continuing that desire to learn when they were in college na or in their wherever, even while doing online, andun pa rin yung I want to learn something. I want to learn something new. So, yun yung may desire na until now parang go learn kasi it's really exciting to learn something new.
Okay. Ang galing kasi kumbaga na-maintain nyo yun nga, love of learning. Kumbaga, your kids allowed that to happen in their own pace. And especially, it also boils to the materials that you use. But then again, kumbaga nagkaroon sila ng inner motivation na talagang, yeah, I want this interesting topic. And they really want to learn more and nagkaroon sila ng initiative. Kumbaga, hindi mo sila pinilit, hindi mo sila finorce. Kumbaga, you honor their pace. Okay, last 2 questions na lang ate kasi I know, how would you do differently if you had to do it all over again? If Abba Father would, let you do it all over again, will you do it differently? How will you do it differently if yes? If no, why?
There was a time na nag-test pa sila sa DepEd, yung PEPT. If we were to do things differently, sana we could do away with that. Parang nasa stress sila doon. And we just go through the umbrella school na lang.
Also, we would have taught them languages at a very young age. Kasi lalo Bob is Chinese. Parang lahat ng kamag-anak namin, parang bakit hindi marunong mag-Chinese? Alam mo yun, when we had reunions, mga aunties, bakit ako ang pinapagalitan? Bakit hindi daw marunong mag-Chinese ang mga anak namin? So now, it's they themselves, our children decided we will learn Mandarin. So they're talagang sila, or French. So they really like to learn more. And then the other one na I would have done, continue to do, is to have, kasi when they were growing up, meron kaming tatawag na special time. Once a day, because I have 6 children, okay? We have 6 children. Parang once a day, may assigned na bata that I will have one-on-one. Kasi ako lang nasa bahay naman, si Bob may work. So, parang special time with them. I think there was about 30 minutes to 1 hour to just spend time with that child. Every day yon. Pero siyempre, nung lumaki na sila, nawala na yon. But then Bob and I would have also, each child, one date once a month with a child. So yun, we make sure na we have that time with them. Kasi siyempre, sa dami nila. But then, I forgot to sino yung mga bata na assign sa akin on that day na, kumbaga, I have that special time. Mom, I just want to play a board game with you. So yun ang ginawa namin, to play a board game. Where there's other times, read a book, or yun.
Daming ganun. Ate, nag-ano rin pa lang kayo ng PEPT, ha? The PEPT talaga, nahihirapan yung mga bata. Ilang anak niyo nag-PEPT? If I may ask.
4.
4 girls.
The 4 girls.
Oh, the 4 girls. Wow.
It's okay.
Wow. Kumbaga na, at least parang training nyo rin, training na rin yung PEPT. Pero at the end of that, every year ba nagpi-PEPT kayo pero under na kayo ng isang provider, di ba?
Yes, when we went under the provider, wala nang PEPT.
Wala na. Nag-provider na kami. Kasi nga, parang na-stress yung mga bata. Parang we were even told by an official, why are you homeschooling your kids? Ipasok na lang niyo siya sa regular school sila. Di ba? And that really encouraged me to homeschool the kids. It's a challenge kasi. Di ba?
Oh, wow. Totoo. I agree. Well, hopefully, this time of season, their mindsets will be changed because of grabe na ngayon, ang laki-laki na po ng homeschooling industry, di ba? But this is my last question, okay, to encapsulate everything that we have talked. Thank you for all the conversation. Thank you po. Okay, what are your last words to our audience? Kumbaga, last words that you could be able to advise, especially in this time of pandemic. Parents are, thinking not doing homeschool or not to teach their kids at home or teach their kids at home, pero they're working. Alam mo, they're scared. They might be able not to, teach their kids well. What is your encouragement po, Ate Irma and Kuya Bob?
Because be patient. Um, um, Sometimes it's you might not get everything right. Be ready to adjust. If you have to adjust, go ahead and adjust. Um, ano ba?
Sa akin, ang encouragement is we're supposed to train our children to be productive individuals. That they will be trained as they will become adults kasi someday. So that they will choose to honor and love our Creator. For me, that is very highly spiritual about it. But that's it. Kasi I want our kids, alam mo yan, kasi ang bata, hindi lang yung bata, they will be adults someday. And that's what we are training. For them to be an adult with integrity, an adult that will be productive, and that adult will use the God-given talents and skills to give glory to Him and to help other people. And don't be afraid. Sabi nga yan, there will be times na feeling low or but remember, if you, it's a choice. For you to homeschool, it's a choice between within the family. And we know that if it's the right choice, I know that the Father will enable, no matter how hard, no matter we've experienced mga relatives na against us before. And that partner, ito asawa ko nandito, and then kailangan support kasi of the husband and wife, and also to really to train our children, because we are kumbaga borrowed lang sila sa atin, and we really need to take care of them.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Ate Irma and Kuya Bob. Thank you for your advice. I will also take note of that. Yun talaga, di ba? Yung verse that at the end of the day, that we will be able to see our kids that serving God. It's not about the achievements, it's not being smart, but it's about their wholeness, and contentment and their identity really comes from God. Kumbaga stewards lang tayo, di ba, Ate Irma and Kuya Bob? Okay. Yun. And I love what you said about homeschooling. It's really a choice, no? It's really a choice. I know it's not easy journey, especially if there's a lot of odds, but then again, you always have to go back to your why you're doing what you're doing. Do not, I just want to let you know that these are the proofs. Okay, the Chua family with 6 kids. And by the grace of God po, okay, natapos na po ang mga anak. Hindi, yung bunso mo, hino-homeschool mo pa, hindi na, di ba?
No, they're not. They're not. Kumbaga, the term yung academics, no. But no, they're not. They're learning on their own.
Wow. Ang sarap nun. Yung they're learning on their own na.
Right.
Nako,
Yeah.
thank you so much. Yeah. Nako, ang daming sabi. Felici, hello, Irma and Bob. I miss you and your family. Anna, the most important thing is that, yeah, we will see our, serving God. Janet De Ases, you've been an encouragement. Mary Geisha Baba, thank you for the encouragement. Quintanar, thank you so much everything that you have shared with all of us. Nako, ang dami. Dami mong fans, ate. Ito naman yun, no? This is your legacy and I'm one of your fans. Thank you for just being patient with me, especially when I started homeschooling. Actually, I can say that I was able to see the real spirit of homeschooling in your family as well. Thank you for modeling that to me. Thank you so much. Okay, I will see you later. I will just encapsulate here. Thank you po.
Thank you, bye-bye.
Okay. I will see you later. Okay. Grabe, ano? Ang dami natin natut. But thank you so much. I'm lagging. I'm not sure what's happening to my internet or is the StreamYard, but one thing, ano ba yung takeaway? Lagi tayong may takeaway, no? Yun nga, si Ate Irma, and Kuya Bob na 6 anak. They started talaga na, I think they're not in a provider, then they decided later on to have a provider. It's a journey that they have to take, and I believe when they're starting homeschooling, hindi pa masyadong lahat available, pero we need to be thankful and grateful of their journey that has been through in their lives. It's really a learning curve for us, yung mga tinuro nila sa atin, at we need to take heed on that. And at the end of the day, I like their vision, I like their whys, na their only goal is to really see their kids serving God at the end of the day. It's not about the accolades. It's not about the achievements. Siguro paulit-ulit kong sasabihin to. Kasi pag yun po kasi ang goal natin, to be smart people, ang dami na pong smart people. Okay? Huwag nating isipin yun. Kasi ang maganda is we make meaningful connections and relationship with our kids at home. And at the end of the day, alam nilang mahal sila, alam nila na mahal sila ni God, and when in their adult years, they be able to really face the battle of whatever life, what will be able to they face in the near future, especially in this time of pandemic. Yun po ang pinaka-importante. I know, kanina, a while ago, you were asking, ano yung mga plan, anong schedule? Okay, you're just starting, it's okay, but at the end of the day, don't rely on the schedules, don't rely on the routine, rely on building great relationship with your kids, and that's the most important. Maraming pong salamat, Ate Irma and Kuya Bob, for that. Okay, for our announcements, okay, I'm so excited because this coming, I just want to remind you, okay, ito po ay July 3 to August 3, the truth about accreditation and homeschool provider dilemma. Okay, we are giving scholarship. So the mechanics are, meron na po tayong isang nanalo. Watch our latest YouTube, okay, and the truth about dilemma, and choose what's best for your family. And then, post a picture of what you watch and share to us what you learn and why do you need this scholarship. Kasi kami po dito in iHomeschool, kung makakatulong po kami, we will try our best. Follow and tag iHomeschool PH at Montessori at Work and at Pag-asa sa Pagbasa. Okay. Place the hashtag iHomeschoolPH, hashtag Montessori at Work, and hashtag Pag-asa sa Pagbasa with your post. Okay, and this coming Friday, we are so excited because we're going to launch our Pag-asa sa Pagbasa. So get to know the people who are involved here. Okay, Philippine Homeschool Education, Philippine Homeschoolers, and Book Hub, the Book Hack Library, Reading Activation, and Ballet Bar and Ate Janet Suson. We will be able to present our vision and the why of Pag-asa sa Pagbasa and what we do. And hopefully, meron pa kasi akong kinakausap na magre-read aloud po sa atin, magbabasa po sa atin that day. So chill lang po tayo this coming Friday. So join us as we launch this via iHomeschool PH Facebook to Pag-asa Pagbasa Facebook po ito. So be with us, okay? So ano pong goal nito? I just want to tell you, no? I'm sorry. Pag-asa Pagbasa is, the goal is give a book, shape a mind, may pag-asa sa pagbasa. Because alam niyo po ba na dito sa buong mundo na there's a survey na ang Pilipinas po, yung reading comprehension po natin ay nasa lower level. So, I think this is a good time to really use reading to connect our families together and really be equipped on, reading details. So, siguro po sa Pag-asa Pagbasa, gagawa po kami ng mga reading clinics in the near future. So, abangan nyo po yan. And also, because madami pong nag-inquire sa amin kung meron kami mga materials na hindi na ginagamit for different levels, I just want you to know, this is also like a big book drive. Kung meron po kayong mga used at unused materials, educational materials, na pwede nyo pong ibigay sa Pag-asa sa Pagbasa, please po, go to Pag-asa Pagbasa website, click the Google Docs there. Maybe I will put also here, Hazel will put it also here for the link that you can be a donor, and also if you are a recipient, you can also do that application para po ma-detect po namin. Kasi we know na hindi po lahat po makakabili ng materials, Pero kung meron po kayong used and unused or school supplies that you can share to our families, you are welcome po to give it to us. Okay. Marami pong salamat. Okay. So keep following us in our Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube account and share it to others. So if you want to know more about homeschooling, also join our Viber account. This is the scan QR code. Okay. What I do there is I give some mga freebies and also details on how to go about with homeschooling so that you can communicate to us as well immediately in our Viber account. So if you want to know more about homeschooling, you can buy my book. Okay, physical book at 750 and digital book at 500 pesos po. Okay. Ang nakakatuwa lang po do, pag nakuha niyo po to either digital or physical, you will have free student organizer and teacher organizer. Student and teacher, you can check out www.ihomeschool.ph or Lazada or Learning Basket or Shopee. Marami pong salamat. Okay. Maraming salamat, Ate Irma and Kuya Bob. Thank you so much for all the people who have listened. If you have any suggestion on how to improve our platform, we are also open, okay, for this. Thank you so much. Okay. Nakakatuwa lang po yung message. Oh, Garcia Jennifer for grade 1 and grade 5 po. Okay, just please, we will put the link in these messages so that you can avail if you are a recipient. Okay. Maraming pong salamat. Okay, in homeschooling po, lagi po nating tatandaan, relationship is more important than academics. Ako po si Novi Antan, ang inyong homeschool coach, and I homeschool. Magandang gabi po sa kanilang lahat and have a restful day.